Greetings, pals and gals, and welcome. It's your boy, the Wolfgamer25. I would very much like to welcome you back to another segment of Figure Friday. That's right, folks. We're back again for another riveting episode of, well, truly hopes to be, so far, one of the biggest steps into my childhood, because that's where we're going today, folks. We're going to be taking a huge step back into my childhood, which I hope you guys have plenty of snacks, something to drink, or even if you're eating dinner, I hope you're enjoying that, and I hope you blessed your food. If not, I'll bless it for you. God bless you. But without much further delay, I will be now getting into it. I hope you guys enjoy. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, as I said before, we will be delving into one of the many shows that I did watch religiously as a kid. No, it's I'm not going to say as not as good as Power Rangers, but between the two, they were definitely my favorite growing up, and I still watch them when I get the chance. I mean, I even have some of the episodes on DVD. I like to revisit it whenever I'm feeling nostalgic. So, without much further delay, today we will be introducing some figures that I had already procured and that I already unboxed them, but they're coming off the shelf, so I want to introduce those first, and then we will be introducing 4 new Funkos into the family of figures today, and I do hope you enjoy them. Here we go. Now, as you could probably plainly tell, I did say that in my last stream that this one in particular was going to be groovy. Now, I did get asked the question a few days ago if it had anything to do with Ash from Evil Dead. Now, it was a good in the dark, but no, false. I'm sorry. So, instead of keeping you guys in the dark, why don't we get into it, huh? We'll start by first introducing this little lady here. And you guys will probably recognize the TV series as soon as I get into the figures. So, she's smart. She likes to wear glasses. She can really rock an orange turtleneck. And, of course, you know, some... I'm not gonna say knee-high socks, but it's like right underneath calf socks. That's what I call them. I don't know. But first up on the list to introduce is Velma Dinkley. That's right, folks. Velma Dinkley. Let me just give you a full 360 if the thing focuses. Little trick, hopefully, will work soon. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Okay. Now, I noticed that she did have like an open hand or a closed fist, but she didn't come with any accessories. Like none of them did. I was a little upset, but I was happy to find these guys, really, because I didn't even know that there was any, which is another surprise of the figures, because I didn't even know they made any, really. So, while we move on, so we're introducing the next lady of the crew of the Scooby-Doo gang. She's fashionable. She loves her sweaters, especially this purple one with this little green scarf she's got going on. She was one of my many childhood crushes, you know. I give you guys Daphne Blake. And like I said, none of them had really come with accessories. You know, I was very upset with that. But I like how they made them almost correct to them. The paint job is 50-50. I mean, it looks good, but at the same time, some of the expressions on their faces look pretty plain, you know, and I feel like that's not much detail. But hey, I still like them. Still very pleased with the figures, and I'm happy I found them because they're going to stay on that shelf. And next, we'll introduce the man with the plan and with the orange ascot. I give you Fred Jones. Take a spin for him, Fred. Let him see how good you look. Now, a tip that was given to me is that if I were to place my hand behind it, that it should focus. Of course, shout out to who gave me that tip. He knows who he is. For some reason, if I take my face out of the equation, maybe. That's fine. Okay. And now we're going to introduce the man with I like to call the man with four stomachs, mainly because you all know him as he likes to eat. He really is. I'm not going to say the coward of the group, but at the same time, he's like the cowardly lion of the group because he's got courage, but he just doesn't know how to use it. So, I'm sorry. I give you guys Norville Rogers, aka Shaggy. Hold on. Oh, easy, Shaq, easy. And again, like I said, this paint job looks pretty plain. Not all the best, but I'm still pleased with them. They're still super posable. That's always a plus when it comes down to figures in my category. But now we're going to introduce the final member of the friggin' Scooby-Doo figure family that I procured. He was my favorite character. I was always hoping that somewhere in the world that there was an actual dog just like him somewhere, or even one that looked remotely close to it. And sure enough, I've seen it, but that was in the future when I did see a lot of other dogs that looked just like him. But I am happy because I came into possession of Scooby-Doo. Give him a spin, Scoob. See how good you look. Come on, focus. There you go. And as I said before, he's super posable. His tail moves even better, right? Okay. So, I do hope you guys enjoyed the stream so far. That was the first level of today's review. And now we will be getting into another level, which is going to be introducing the 4 new Funkos that I did procure. 2 of them I picked up out of town, but these last 2 I was actually able to find on my way home. And they were actually 2 that I have been looking for to add to this crew. Now, I'm going to be introducing 2 familiar faces and 2 that were actually villains in the show. Because watching this show, I did learn a lot about of the characters. I learned about who they were, and who they were. I'm speaking of the villains, of course. I thought about their motives as to why they were doing it. What was their big reason for it? And sure enough, the mystery crew, they helped me out by saying who they were, what they did, and a better understanding, so that I'll be able to introduce you guys today. So I'll introduce the familiar faces. For the first up, favorite, Mr. Shaggy. This is the Funko version, number 626. And these Funkos are actually celebrating 50 years of Scooby-Doo. Can you believe that? 50 years. Come on out of there, Miss Norville. Or Shaggy, sorry. I see that he's got a little sandwich. Yes, he's got a little sandwich. He's not gonna let anybody have it. So, I do like that they also gave him his little whiskers. Sorry, I pointed the wrong area in that one. And next, we will be introducing another childhood favorite, Scooby-Doo. Now, the Scooby and the Shaggy were the 2 that I was able to find whenever I was on my way home. And I'm glad I stopped, because I seriously contemplated, after a rough day, I contemplated going home, calling it a day, but something in me thought, no, because you never know when you might get lucky. So take your butt on to GameStop. And sure enough, I'm happy I did, because I was able to procure Shaggy and this guy. I like his tongue, I won't lie. This little pup, this pup right here, brought immense joy to me when I was growing up. You know, I actually when I was like still in elementary, I actually joined. Um, it was like a small little club. Um, I don't remember the exact name for it. I believe it was just Mystery Incorporated, and yeah, sure enough, I joined, and I got a small package in the mail from them. It was it consisted of, if I remember right, a coloring book, a little pullback version of the Mystery Machine. And what was cool about the book was that they had this little special thing on the back of it, which of course you can cut off, and it had some little red see-through tape on it, which of course you would look in the coloring book, you would find clues. That was always the best, because I especially love coming home from school. First thing I do, I find my book, pull out my little magnifying glass. I'd be looking for all kinds of stuff. It was the best. But we're straying away. Now, introducing the fan favorites, the first two familiar faces I've done. Now, we're going to be introducing two of one of the, I like to call it the top 5 scaries of the early Scooby-Doo episodes. Because I actually only watched Scooby-Doo up until the very, very first episodes. I never really got into hardly any of the new ones, like What's New Scooby-Doo. I just couldn't do it. It just took away the whole thing from me. Really did. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with it. But for these first two, there are more of the villains out there that I would very much like to find. And I will, if given the chance, when I get the chance, I will track those other two down. But for now, we're going to introduce these two. And first up on the list is going to be the Ghost Clown. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the reason that I liked the Ghost Clown was mainly because of how he was able to basically... sorry, let me get him out of the package first. Here he is. What was cool about the Ghost Clown is that he had a particular, how can I put this, trick, him being a clown, of course, to basically make others fall into a trance, fall under his spell, if you want to call it that. And he would dangle a gold coin on a string, and he had a saying, of course, watch the pretty coin of gold, you will do as you are told. And of course, sure enough, he was busted, because what gave him power was also his downfall. But Mr. Ghost Clown, or AKA Harry the Hypnotist, that was his name, under that mask and makeup and all that, after he was busted by the mystery crew. Man, I'm sorry, this is just one of those things that I can just talk about all day, especially when it comes to Scooby-Doo, because, oh man, that's half my childhood right there, really. Now, moving on from Mr. Ghost Clown. Uh-oh, gotta fix the box. There we go. Now, moving on from the Ghost Clown, I would very much like to introduce another favorite of my villains. He's really out of this world, let me put it to you that way. Because of the outfit that he's rocking, it requires a specific helmet and suit. And, well, the expression on his face says it all. He's a little kooky. Because I give you the Spooky Space Kook. Yep, that's right, folks. The Spooky Space Kook, a.k.a. Harry Bascom. Oh, wait. Henry Bascom, I'm sorry. That's right. Go ahead, have a look. Tell him how good he looks. Really, go ahead, spread the word. This dude is crazy cool. I especially like because they, oh man, I can't get over this guy. In the particular very first time I saw the spooky space kook, of course, as you know, it took place at an old army base, because if I remember right, dude's motives was to reopen the field, the old airfield, and of course using it for some type of natural gain. Now you'll have to forgive me on that one because it's been a while since I've seen Scooby and the gang, but I will be happy to revisit them some other time. You know, I I got the episodes for a reason, and I will definitely revisit them. But on behalf of Mr. Ghost Clown, Mr. Spooky Space Kook, Shaggy, Scooby, and the rest of the gang, I do hope that you guys personally enjoyed this stream and they delve deeper and a bigger step back into my childhood. And I do hope that you guys continue to help me get this support that I'm getting, because so far, what I've been getting so far, oh my goodness, sorry, a little tired. I do hope that if there's any particular character that you would like to see, don't be afraid to drop that, or if you just want to say hi, any kind of comments, questions, anything like that, feel free to drop in the comment section below. And I would very much like to definitely give a shout out to everyone who's still following me, and to help me reach a goal, a little small personal goal. I know I just hit 25, but I would very much like to say thank you for those helping me hit 26 subscribers. I'm very thankful for every subscriber that I get, really, and I really appreciate it, because it's you guys who are helping me push harder and further into getting a bit more relaxed for my channel. So, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this stream, and if you would like, feel free to hit that follow button right there. Thank you kindly. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves, and watch out for space kooks, huh? Peace.